How are you? Good to see you. Um, Looks like I am in proper landscape mode. It is to Monday. I was gonna say Tuesday, but it's Monday, and it was a big day of the news. The U.S. got the first person in the U.S. got vaccinated for COVID in Queens, and she said, "Let the healing begin." She's a healthcare worker. Hi, Peter from Seattle. Um, so that was big, and the other thing in the news is the all the electoral votes are being sent in from each state, and I watched some of the live proceedings of Democracy in Action in New York this afternoon. It was really um, moving. Um, so yeah. Anyway, I'm on HAPS and I'm live drawing. I do that every day of the week. On weekdays, I live draw something we're talking about in the news or that's in culture that's happening. Um, and we talk about the news. So good to have you here. And if you want to join us on HAPS News, you can follow me on my homepage and here at HAPS News and get notified when I'm live. And you can also become a sponsor, which would be awesome if you wanted to sponsor my broadcasts. So join us. It's really a fascinating new app and of live broadcasting from around the world. So anyway, that's my opening spiel, and I'm going to put this into my device and live draw for you. I was a little behind schedule today because we went and got our Christmas tree, my family and I. Let's see, I'm going to turn this around and then I'm going to put it in the machine because I found that if I don't do that, the letters are backwards. Let's see. It looks pretty good. Are you seeing it? Are you guys seeing it well? Or no, I think I have to do it this way, right? Now, are you seeing it landscape? Hello, Pablo. That's one drawing I did last week about the White House, about President Trump. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Forgive me, it's not moving. All right. New landscape mode and new device to hold my camera. So I wanted to figure out a way, I wanted to draw about both these things. I'm going to bring you back down again because I can't really see the comments if you're up that high. I can sort of glance at the comments when I'm drawing. Okay. Today I'm going to use a Crow-Quill pen. Don't need a ruler. A Crow-Quill pen. Can you see it? It's one of my favorite things to draw with. So I wanted to combine for you, and I didn't set out to try to combine the ideas, but I thought of a way to possibly do it. You'll tell me if it works. The ideas being that we got the first COVID vaccination in the United States, and and the election is following through. We're counting the electors. So you recognize who this is? I do a lot of political cartoons, but I also do a lot of regular cartoons just for the New Yorker. Non-political. slice of life type cartoons, single panel usually, although I've done long other kinds. Just talking about culture. Cartoons are a great way to understand what's going on in the culture. There's her to put her flame down. She's holding her book. I don't remember what's on the cover of the book. I used to know, but I've forgotten. So I have the Statue of Liberty getting a shot. Lady Liberty, yep. Who's that? Ultra Magnum. Hello, Ultra Magnum. I'm pretty far down the line in terms of somebody who's going to get the vaccine, as it should be. I'm fine. I can stay sequestered or this is a really big injection, and you'll see why in a minute. I did think about this. I thought maybe I should draw Lady Liberty as she is standing in the harbor. Oops, I forgot to fix that with Photoshop. And I thought, well, if I did that and I had somebody giving her injection, that the person would have to be really tiny. So these are considerations that you have to make when you're trying to come up with an idea. I thought it was interesting that they made the first person who's getting a vaccination is a woman of color, which is good because people of color are more affected by COVID than those of us who are white. So there she is getting her shot. I'm gonna have to let it dry. But what I wanted to put on here, should I do it in ink? I think I'm gonna probably do it in colored ink. The words I want to put on there. I'm gonna wait for this to dry and then see what you guys are saying, if anything. Pablo says, I really hope we see the vaccine picture vaccine faster than predicted. Yeah, I do too. They're saying fall 2021 for those of us who are healthy and not at risk. Really? Fall? Thank you, Mike Patton. Fall? I thought it was like spring. I'm starting to get disappointed. I want to continue traveling, live drawing out in the world. Well, at least I can go to New York and live draw there. I need to get some more green, so you can watch me do that. So this is my palette while I'm waiting for it to dry, and I'm gonna, I don't know if you can see. Can you see my palette? Yeah. So I don't seem to have enough green on here right now. This is called dyes. These are watercolor dyes, and I use watercolor, traditional watercolor as well, but these dyes really make it pop. Very stronger dyes. So this is Nile green, and I can't read this anymore, but I can tell it's green. Let's see how it looks any different. Maybe I'll do some testing here on some scrap paper while you're watching me. Make sure you can see me. There's the green. When I get back to my studio, My studio is waiting for its heating system, i.e. a wood stove, and I don't have any water. Use my tea. That's not a good color. That's not a Statue of Liberty color. Can you see that? This is the other green. That's a little bit better. It could be a little darker, but I think for our purposes, it's probably very good. I might take that green, which was this green, and put it in here and add a tiny bit of brown to it because need a medium-sized brush. This is too big. Because it looks a little too sharp green. So I'll take a little bit of and add. It's a little darker, a little more. I'm using my tea. I'm having ginger tea right now, and I'm using that as water because I forgot to bring water up. That's a better color, I think, for the Statue of Liberty. Put this back around. So when I get to my studio, I'll have more space to draw. Oof, I almost fell over. See if it's dry. Yeah, I think it's dry. I use the Statue of Liberty as a symbol of the US. Other cartoonists sometimes use Uncle Sam, but I don't relate to Uncle Sam. It seems to me a symbol that's outdated. I could be wrong. I don't know if most people know what Uncle Sam is, but most people do know Lady Liberty's. Oh, that's too dark. See, I need to add more brown. She's going to have multiple colors, I think. Still too dark. But we'll move it around and make it work. Happy accidents sometimes make it work. I didn't realize that ink was so, you can see it was really dense in one corner. I wasn't aware of it. This is really, really a strong green. Stronger than I want it to be. It's too tight, it's too strong up there. Well, oh, that should be yellow. Get a smaller brush now. Paint the woman. I wonder what Trump was doing today. Did anybody look at his tweets? So she's going to be wearing, let me give her darker hair. Wear a white jacket, doctor's coat or nurse's coat. Give her purple gloves in a minute. This So you guys are saying thank you. Seems to be frozen. Hold on. I think my power battery is low. Okay. Are you back? Hello, Chantal. Publisher says that the UK got their first person vaccinated last week. Yes, I saw that. The title of the picture will be the shot heard around the world. Oh, that's good, Tom. Hi, Brett from LA. Chantal, you're in Paris, am I right? And it's probably very late for you. That's too bright. I'm going to confess, I don't like this paper. I used it last week and I should have changed it. I don't like the quality of it. I don't like the way it takes the paper, the watercolor. So I got to go get some of my usual paper, which is called Stonehenge. I buy it in big sheets, cut it up. This is just a pad of paper that I had. And I don't like the way the quality is. It's so funny how different types of paper, I mean, it looks like the same kind of paper. This is the paper that I have been using most of the time. And it's got a different feel to it. This is too absorbent in many ways. It's soaking up the colors. There's a piece of the hair in there. I'll have to get that later. I'm going to fix that. This I'll fix on Photoshop. I take that green out of there. So you still don't know what I'm going to put on the needle art, don't you? Do you? You don't know. I'll show you in a second. I'm almost done. And I'm going to fix this too. That's not supposed to be there. Her hand is holding her arm. Where's my tiny brush? There it is. Let's hope I can make this small enough. And I'm going to use, actually I'm going to use an ink to paint this. That's moss. I don't think I want that. I want a red, scarlet. That's what I want. Scarlet. These dyes are much brighter than regular tube watercolor. They're just different they're good for children's books, I find. I've done a bunch of children's books, and they're good for the internet. There. Can you read it? I'm going to do this again on a different piece of paper because I don't like the quality of her green. Nearly bedtime in Paris. Drawing is out of frame. I'm not used to the landscape. So now it's in frame, right? Yes, Brett says Biden does have enough electors who voted today to confirm his win. I did not mention that. I knew they were collecting the electors, but I don't know what time of day that happened. Thank you, Brett. Brett says the cartoon is such a great imagery. Thank you. Can you read what it says on her needle? Hal Sherman. Hello, Hal. Blueberry Party. What a great handle. Good to see you all here. Chantel said, I saw your drawing on Instagram with all the fermented jars. I had to laugh so hard. Thank you. That was a New Yorker cartoon. If you don't know it, go to my Instagram, Liza Donnelly. You can see the cartoon she's talking about. Thank you. Hope. Yeah. Needle says hope. The United States is getting a huge injection of hope on two fronts, on the COVID vaccine and on a new chapter in our political system, a new president, a new vice president. So that's what I'm thinking. We're getting this month and into next month, we're getting a huge injection of hope. So I think I'll stop and turn around and say goodbye. I will post this later, maybe redraw it and post it, paint it differently, because I don't like the color of her green. It might look better when I get it on the online, but for now not pleased with it. But that's the way it goes. Turn you around. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Good to see you. And this landscape mode, does it make me look really close up when I'm holding it with my hand? Anyway, good to see you guys. I hope you have a great evening or afternoon. Have a nice night, Chantal in Paris, one of my second favorite city after New York. And stay safe. And again, it's Liza Donnelly. I'm a cartoonist and a writer for The New Yorker, The New York Times, Washington Post, Politico, and many other places, and now Habs News. And I do this, I Liza Draw something every day at 5:30 and talk about it. So I hope you'll join me every weekday at 5:30. Follow me. Join us on Habs. It's a great new platform, and I will see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye, everybody. Hi, Mark. Bye, Mark.